Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Jason Schroeder at the BSRL job.
JC Lowry.
Cristobal Diosdado.
Rizwan Senar.
Okay. All right. Riz, help me out here. Hold this video for just a minute. Okay. We're going to talk about an idea called room kitting. And it's a lean idea. And I'll summarize this for you. Usually when we build walls and we do the rough in on these walls, subcontractors bring in a whole lot of bulk material and they rough it in according to 3 different types of drawings. You'll have your architecturals, your equipment drawings, your electrical drawings, plumbing drawings, all kinds of drawings. They have to come out here and figure it out in the field where to put this stuff. That's the old way. Bring in a lot of materials, figure it out, take out the waste. The room kitting says, let's go ahead and coordinate these walls 100% so that we know exactly where things go and we know exactly what materials we need. So subcontractors can bring in their little kits of materials, exactly how much backing we need, pre-cut studs, all of the boxes that the electricians need. Whatever we're doing for either the construction of the wall or the rough in, we can just bring out here and install in place. So it's kind of the difference between fabricating rooms in pods and doing it the old-fashioned way. We're somewhere in between where we know exactly what we're going to build. We bring just what we need and we put it in right the first time. Did I say that right, Cristobal?
Sure did.
All right, so let's come over here, Rizwan. So JC and Cristobal and Rizwan, these are the guys that did the work, but I'm going to interview them real quick. Go ahead and silence the phone, no big deal. So can you and Cristobal talk about how we get this room kitting drawings, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. So you 3 take us through, how do we get that drawing, that beautiful drawing up there on the wall that shows where all of the backing is and all of the roughing and everything else. JC, you go ahead and then we'll get the other 2 in there. Come on in, Cristobal.
This is a lot of hours in this, basically our room kitting sheet that we have. It takes buy-in basically from our trade partners, also the owner and the engineers. And without their buy-in, this process couldn't happen. And so right now we've been seeing a huge success on all sides that this has been able to work. Basically what we've implemented is basically all the trade partners, primarily our engineering, our electrical guys, and our plumbing guys. We've got every stud modeled in per Cristobal, who's done a great job of modeling every stud. Rizwan's gone through all the Revit files and basically every type of model he's inlaid and gotten us an elevation shot for. So we've had all the trade partners go in. We've designated certain colors for each of the trades. For example, the red is the electricians. They've gone in and said, hey, should this section of wire mold be deleted? And then we have a confirmative answer from the engineer. It says, hey, yes, please go ahead and delete this portion of the wire mold. It's coordinated. We go in, we check every room, every elevation, and so our guys, we can pass this down to the guy who's installing this in the field to make this a practical use and actually a tool in the field to help expedite stuff. And so what we're vetting now is questions that would happen in a year from now when we're closing up walls. We're able to do this now. We're able to vet questions now. And we're able to not bombard the design team and load them up with several RFIs. We can hash this out right now and we can see the conflicts out of the wall and coordinate.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions. So Cristobal, did you already have that stuff modeled? How did you create the background?
Well, the background actually, Riz brought all of the pieces together. What we did is model the 3D elements for the MEP as part of the MEP coordination. We coordinated all of the overhead, and this has taken it to the next step in coordinating all of the in-wall.
Okay, so Rizwan, how hard was it to get all the Revit geometry, like the casework, into these drawings over here on the wall?
No, it's not so time consuming if you have the coordinated models from the MEP coordination that has been done before, and the 3D elements that has been put together, that has the metal studs that's going in there. That is of great help for the electrical and plumbing guys that know for the rough end. And the time taken is to just create elevations, the planning for the number of rooms that's required for the floors. So putting together the pieces that already modeled that you have in place is not time consuming.
Okay.
It's just to put that in place and get going.
Okay, so JC, let's pull up your neat little schedule over here. So this is a schedule that we use for the interiors. We won't go into it very much, but this is the flow, the block flow of schedule that we have for BSRL for the interiors. Down here at the bottom, we had a process. You can see where it says, actually, where's room kitting? Yeah, that's room kitting right there. So we go through any cut sheets for equipment. We create the drawings, so the backgrounds that they just told you about. Then once we get everything placed in there, so what I mean by that is we get all the outlets, we get the backing, we get everything placed in there. We go ahead and send that number 3 to the owner and designers to review. And then once they give us their updates, we update the drawing, and then we're able to go fabricate any materials for these walls. So just like JC said, they assumed that this piece of wire mold should have been deleted, and the design team confirmed that. So they were able to coordinate all of this stuff. So Cristobal, hold this for me one time. And because of the work of these 3 great people and this lean effort, here's what happens. In the old days, an electrician would come out here and they'd try and rough all this stuff in, and they'd have to look at the architecturals, the electrical drawings, the equipment drawings, right?
Right.
And they'd have to make decisions. And this stuff would end up where the end users didn't want it. But these drawings get all the information from all those people that talk to the end users. We know 100% that's where it's supposed to go. And the guys for the electrical company, they come out here, they make production, they put it in once, good to go. Not only that, they just bring out the materials they need. Did I miss anything else, guys? So it's a, come here real quick. So it's a really good effort. These guys have made it work. We have all the room fittings on these drawings. The rough-ins going in, and we're going to make some money. And we finally have part of the answer to how does a construction company actually build buildings where the end user wants it. This gets us closer to that goal. So thank you. This is our 2-second lean idea.